Welcome back to 15 Lanes Talk Game Week 27 preview show. We are going to talk about all the games that will be happening all over the weekend as Chelsea will be hosting Burnley at the Stamford Bridge. Manchester City will be hosting Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium and Nottingham Forest will be facing Liverpool at the City Ground. Arsenal will be taking on Tottenham Hotspur in the London Derby at the White Hart Lane, and Manchester United will be travelling to Hill Dixon Stadium to face Everton. Let's go! Chelsea versus Burnley at the Stamford Bridge. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. We saw Chelsea last week in the FA Cup dominating Hull City with a 4-0 win. So they are coming into this game with that confidence they gained from Hull City, and they will be hoping also to bounce back to their winning ways. Remember, they made a draw in their last Premier League game, made a draw against Leeds United. You understand? And that was the first game Liam Rafinha dropped points in the Premier League. So he will be hoping to bounce back to his winning ways against Burnley. You understand? And also in the same game, we saw Burnley last week shock Crystal Palace as they made that incredible comeback as they are fighting survive relegation. You understand? Are they going to be able to shock Chelsea also? But remember, Burnley haven't won at the Stamford Bridge since 2017. That's a huge boost for Chelsea, but a shock can happen at the Stamford Bridge, as we saw Wolverhampton shocking Arsenal at their home ground as the game ended 2-2. You understand? And made Arsenal drop some points. And Chelsea are going into this game with one aim of closing the gap on top four. You understand? If Chelsea win this game, they will move into the top four. You understand? Because Manchester United will be taking on Everton on Monday. Manchester City versus Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. This game is a high-stake game. We also in midweek, Arsenal went ahead and dropped points against Wolverhampton, giving Manchester City that advantage with a game in hand. So I don't hope that Manchester City, as they are facing Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium, they will make any mistake. This is a game they need a lot. This is one of the games for the season for Manchester City. You understand? And if they win this game against Newcastle, they will put pressure on Arsenal, who will be facing Spurs on Sunday. And that's going to be a very, very big advantage for Manchester City. You understand? Going into this game also, past 3 weeks, Manchester City faced Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, and they beat them home and away to advance to the finals. And they are now meeting again in the second leg of the Premier League. Remember, Newcastle won the first leg at this fixture. So Manchester City are still going into this game looking for that revenge and with a lot at stake right now. You understand? Are we going to see Semenyo shine in this game? Remember, Semenyo, since he was signed from Bournemouth, he has been one of those big impactful player at Manchester City. He's one of those guys who has helped Manchester City to get back in the title race. You understand? And Manchester City haven't lost any single game to Newcastle at home. So that's also a huge boost. Best thing Newcastle may get out of this game is a draw, but with the title on the line, I think it's going to be a very, very hard game for Newcastle. Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool at the City Ground. You understand? Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. Nottingham Forest sacked Sean Dyche last week and they brought in a new coach. You understand? And this new coach just humbled Fenerbahce 3-0 in the Europa League. That's already a positive for Victor Pereira, who is hoping to save Nottingham Forest from the relegation battle. You understand? Which means this is also a high-stake game for both Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest don't have to make any mistake. And their last meeting, The last meeting of this fixture, like the first leg of this fixture, Nottingham Forest hammered Liverpool 3-0 at the Anfield. You understand? So are we going to see Liverpool get their revenge this time around, as Nottingham Forest have been struggling of late and they are already in the relegation battle? Or is Nottingham Forest going to shock Liverpool as they are trying to survive the relegation battle? You understand? And some boost for Nottingham Forest. Molero is back in the squad, as we saw him even in squad in the Europa League game against Fenerbahce. That's a very, very huge boost there for Nottingham Forest. And on the Liverpool side, Dominic Szoboszlai may also be back from his suspension, but that red card he got against Manchester City. So there is a lot at stake in this game. Liverpool are also hoping to close the gap on Manchester United and Chelsea. Tottenham Hotspurs versus Arsenal at the White Hart Lane. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. This is another high-stake game, a title race game, and it's a London derby. This game can also decide the future of the title. You understand? We saw Tottenham Hotspurs when they faced Manchester City, they made a draw, which also changed the title race. Is this time around Tottenham Hotspur is going to do the same for Manchester City to influence the title race? You understand? As we saw, Arsenal draw points in midweek against Wolverhampton. So right now the pressure is on. Arsenal need this game like never before. You understand? This is one of the finals. This is the game that can break or make Arsenal's season mentally. Into this game, Arsenal are looking to make it 7 wins in a row against Tottenham Hotspur in the London Derby. Is it going to happen, or Tottenham are going to be that obstacle to see that Arsenal loses the Premier League, or to make sure that they put a dent in Arsenal's title hopes? Tottenham are going in this game with a new coach. What we all know what happens when teams get new coaches. You understand? Arsenal, when they faced Manchester United with Carrick, they got shocked. Is Tottenham going to do the same with their new manager? You understand? But the only boost for Arsenal on their side, Tottenham have like Tottenham have like 11 players out, 11 senior players out injured. Even with their captain, Christian Romelu will be out. You understand? But there may be some boost for them, as Richarlison and Pedro Porro were still doubtful for this game. So Arsenal, as they struggled against Wolverhampton, this was meant to be an easy game for them. Easy win, because Wolverhampton is the worst team in the history of the Premier League, but they ended up dropping points. So they ended up dropping points, whereby we saw Saka leaving the pitch with an injury, plus Trossard, who will be doubtful for the game against Spurs. We have to just wait for the medical reports coming from the Arsenal team. You understand? Are we going to see Mikel Arteta doing another try and error in this North London derby, as he will try to play Saka again in the 10 role as he did against Wolverhampton, and he paid a heavy price for that? You understand? Because you signed Eze for £670 million from Crystal Palace for such games, but you said no, I'm going to move Saka in the 10 role, and I will play Noni Madueke on the right. You understand? So are we going to see this happen again against Tottenham Hotspur in the high-stake game? Because I don't think right now we are going in the last games of the season. I don't think there is time to do try and error. Arsenal have just won 2 games in their last 7 Premier League games. So this game is really, really important for Arsenal if they still need to be in the title race, or to have a glimpse on the title race. Everton versus Manchester United at the Hill Dixon Stadium. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game: are you going to see Manchester United going back to their winning ways, or are they going to crumble again? Because every time Manchester United takes a hit, they start to crumble. You understand? Though Michael Carrick, since he took over, he has played 5 games, 4 wins, and 1 draw. Is he going to get Manchester United back to their winning ways, or is he going to struggle like Ruben Amorim again? Remember, the first leg of this fixture, Everton won it with 10 men, as Idrissa Ganage got a red card in that game, and Grimsby Hall went on to score that wonderful strike to help Everton win this game. As so Manchester United are coming in this game hoping to get their revenge back. You understand? And remember, both teams are fighting for Europe. You understand? Right now, Manchester United is in the fourth position, whereby they will be playing on Monday. So, which means Chelsea, if Chelsea beat Burnley, they are going to move out. They are going to move. They are going to move in the fourth position. And if also Liverpool beats Nottingham Forest, the pressure will be on Manchester United, who will be playing on Monday.